But the big question here becomes, what do you even do with that lump sum? And I know most people are just thinking that they'll just put it in the market and grow it, and as long as they are able to grow it, they should be able to siphon off some of that growth to support their income needs. And our last episode, we determined through the research from Dalbar that ultimately that's a recipe for disaster, because when you treat your market accounts as your primary source of income, that's where it evokes that emotion of fear and greed and regret. And when you have those emotions, it behaviorally, the psychology right behind those is that we start to look at these assets differently with preservation in mind. And we know that we need to preserve them and hope that they last. No one can do it with optimal consistent approach. And what happens is that you leave all those gains and potential gains in the future on the table because you were trying to time getting out of the market in fear of losing. And that's where you're really creating a recipe for disaster there.
With the idea being that pension to get you some type of lifetime income, well, maybe there's an option to consider a fixed index annuity with an income rider. An annuity can be a solution to provide that lifetime of income, because they can really turn that lump sum into that guaranteed income stream, just like a pension.
So we really want to talk about the pension versus the annuity comparison, and really what are the benefits if you are considering taking the lump sum, um, versus keeping the pension income. And I do believe that if you're going to take the lump sum, you should be at least considering positioning a portion of that lump sum to secure guaranteed income outside of that pension, which would be in the form of an income annuity. And what we're finding is that there's immense benefits in taking the lump sum, but those benefits really come from having more flexibility and optionality of what he does with that money, while also still keeping the top priority and objective secure, and that is taking care of the income equation in his retirement plan. So we're just repositioning it. And by repositioning those lump sum funds, we're still getting the same benefits of having the pension in the form of a guaranteed income stream to supplement his Social Security. But we're also giving him and his wife and his family potentially, his beneficiaries, more flexibility, optionality, and growth potential, so that it's just setting up, it's optimizing the rest of his plan. It's giving him a lot of optionality as he moves to and through retirement. So if his needs ever change in the future, or maybe he lives a shorter life than anticipated, that money that he's repositioning into the income annuity, there will be a death benefit there so that his heirs can receive that money. And when you look at the indexed annuity with a lifetime income rider, the main benefit is that you're not relinquishing control over that principal account value. If you die, there's a death benefit going to your designated beneficiaries in the contract. In addition to that, um, in an indexed annuity with an income rider, you also have the ability to have that joint life structure on the income. So, to address what you were talking about, Zach, the spousal continuation is 100%. It's not going to be reduced if the primary annuitant passes. And then ultimately, and this is a big thing too, and I don't know if enough people weigh this out, but the pension funds are only backed by the employer, and they're only as good as that company. They're literally the top of the top, the cream of the crop when it comes to understanding how to build these products now and for long term. And they use actuarial science to back up all of these claims paying abilities that they tout in their contracts. In addition to that, there's some insurance guarantee associations for each individual state that also monitor these annuity providers to ensure that they're sufficient and that they have solvency financially, so that they can continue delivering those claims paying abilities that they commit to. You hear about them all the time. And as one of them, recently I talked to somebody, and I can't remember which company it was, but They had a pension. They worked there for a long, long time, and that particular company and that pension fund went belly up. And at least when you're repositioning those funds, you're getting the secure backing of a A-rated or better insurance company. And I could urge you right now, go find the last time you've heard of an A-rated or better insurance company going belly up and you know, reneging on their original guarantees for income. And last but not least, by moving into a fixed indexed annuity with a lifetime income rider, over the last handful of years within that product segment, there's been a lot of innovation around long-term care enhancements. In other words, not only can you get a guaranteed income stream by leveraging those products, but a lot of them have what they call enhanced income benefits that can actually pay out a doubled amount or a 200% multiplier on the original guaranteed amount if you ever have a need for long-term care in the future. So you're ultimately improving your situation in most cases, and we see that you know it's very rare that keeping the pension and going ahead and annuitizing that pension for that lifetime income benefit, it's very rare that we see that as the right decision. Not always is an annuity the best idea, but in most cases, I'd say 80% of the time, the annuity gives you far more benefits and about the same, if not more, income too. Now, I'm also educated in the subject matter of retirement income. And I think that the pain point there in saying, do I convert the pension to the income stream or do I take the lump sum? Ultimately, it's about that control. It's seeing this, most oftentimes multi six figure amount of money and knowing that if you sign the dotted line on the pension for income, you're giving up control over that that your six figure lump sum of money. So for me, though, I would definitely think about converting it into a lump sum, but I would still look at the indexed annuity with an income rider and see how much do I need to put over there to get the amount of income I need. We know your social security is covering this much. And if we reposition some of this asset, this lump sum from the pension into an income annuity, we can shore up that difference, but then have some money left over that you can then put into the market.
Yeah. So let's say pension is offering us 2,000 a month for life with a lump sum of $400,000. Um, if we were to use that 400,000 to purchase a fixed index annuity with that guaranteed lifetime income rider, depending upon the age and the carrier, right, that's coming with spousal protection, death benefit, potential inflation increases, and then we've also talked about a feature like a long-term care as well.
Yeah, and that's where the other thing too is you're not really being stuck with just one single choice here. And one of the things that we do and we're adamant about doing as part of our process and working with prospective clients is we will take you through what we call our multi-point annuity inspection. And what that does is it allows us the ability to find the top performers from the annuity providers and allow you to inspect those specific products and weigh out all the features and benefits to see which one is going to ultimately give you the most value according to your defined objectives and what you deem to be the most important and most valuable. If any of those things resonate with you, it at least makes sense, right, to consider comparing the annuity to your pension. I always challenge our prospective clients, try to make the decision for the 80-year-old you, the 80-year-old version of you. And I think just looking at it from an optimization perspective, that's just always the way my mind works. Is having that lump sum of money that you still have control over, knowing that it can be utilized in different ways that can optimize your overall benefit, and knowing that if you go the pension route, you never have that option and those future options. So if any of those things resonate with you, I think cashing out, taking that lump sum, and maybe putting some of that into an annuity might make sense. But ultimately, you've got to do it the right way, and that's definitely going to come by way of unbiased, independent analysis.